Trying to use Bitcoin for the first time can feel like learning a foreign language. Technical terms everywhere, warnings about security, and countless opinions about what wallet to use and when, including my own. Most people think using Bitcoin for everyday payments means choosing between simplicity or security. Either you use an easy application, but you give up control of your Bitcoin, or you keep full control, but deal with really confusing technology. Today, I'm introducing you to Muun, a Bitcoin wallet that breaks this pattern. It gives you complete control of your Bitcoin while being surprisingly easy to use. Frankly, it's the wallet I wish I had found when I first started. Welcome back to the channel and another installment of Bitcoin Basics. The Basics series of videos are designed with the normie in mind. That's you. For those of us who have been in the Bitcoin space for years, we forget how intimidating and confusing it can all be. These videos are made with special attention to simplicity. I try not to use too much jargon or technical terms. Please let me know if the Basics videos series are helpful to you. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Oh, and subscribe too. Today, I'm really excited to share with you what might be the most beginner-friendly wallet available, the Muun Wallet, and it's M-U-U-N. Whether this is your first day in Bitcoin or you've been curious for a while, this wallet deserves your attention. I've been using it for a while, and I'm really impressed with how simple they've made Bitcoin for everyday use. Before we look at the wallet itself, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what Bitcoin actually is. Don't worry, I'll try to keep it super simple and quick. Basically, Bitcoin is digital money that you can send to anyone else in the world without needing the permission of a bank or any payment company. Think of Bitcoin like digital cash that you can store in a digital wallet on your phone or your computer. But when people talk about owning Bitcoin, they're really talking about controlling the private keys, which is a very special password that gives you access to your Bitcoin, which never leaves what's called the blockchain, which is where all the Bitcoin is stored. So if you don't own the private keys or the super secret password to your Bitcoin and you're leaving it on an exchange, you don't actually own anything. It's basically an IOU. Until you move it to your own wallet and get your own private keys or password to the Bitcoin, it's not yours. And you do that by getting your Bitcoin off of an exchange where you may have purchased it onto a wallet on your phone or computer or a cold hardware wallet device. Okay, but today's video is more about Bitcoin payments or how you can use Bitcoin in your everyday life. If you've researched Bitcoin at all, you may have come across a term called the Lightning Network. Basically, here's what you need to know. The Lightning Network makes Bitcoin payments faster and cheaper for everyday type payments. Regular Bitcoin transactions, what we call on the main chain, can take anywhere from 10 minutes to 10 hours and cost a few dollars in fees, or sometimes even more. Whereas Lightning transactions are near instantaneous and cost pennies, or sometimes less than a penny. These Lightning transactions occur directly from your wallet on your phone to the person or the vendor you're transferring Bitcoin to. No middleman involved. It's perfect for buying coffee, sending Bitcoin to friends, or making online purchases. So how do we access the regular Bitcoin network and the Lightning network easily? That's where the Muun Wallet comes in. It gives you access to both systems. So why is the Muun Wallet so special? Well, when you start looking at Bitcoin Lightning wallets, you quickly discover a frustrating choice. Most Bitcoin Lightning wallets make you choose. That is, between ease of use and control of your Bitcoin. The ones that are easy to use, you have to give up control of your Bitcoin, and the ones where you control your Bitcoin are really technically challenging to use. This is where the Muun Wallet really shines. It gives you the best of both worlds. You always control your Bitcoin. It's super easy to use, works with both regular and Lightning networks, and there's really no technical setup required. We're going to go through that in a minute. So let's see how easy it is to get started with the Muun Wallet and why I recommend it to beginners so much. So let's head over to the application store on my iPhone and I'll show you how easy it is to get started with the Muun Wallet. Okay, here we are at the App Store on my iPhone. Actually, it's an old iPhone of mine. I have an old one and a new one. We're going to use the old one for mirroring. And it says open here on the page because the application has already been downloaded. So what you would do is press the download button and download this application, Muun Wallet, to your iPhone or your Android phone. and I'll meet you there. Launch the wallet, and there's the start screen. Basically, it's pretty simple. You can recover an existing wallet if you have already done this before and you want to restore the wallet, you can do that, or you can create a new wallet. So today we're going to create a new wallet. I'm going to press that button. We have to create a PIN. I'm going to do 4321, 4321. Please use a PIN that is more robust than that one. We're done. You created a new wallet. Welcome to Muun. Let's go. So basically, that's it. Your Muun Wallet is already set up, ready to receive Bitcoin from a friend or send Bitcoin if you had Bitcoin in there. Of course, if it's a brand new wallet, there's no Bitcoin in there. There's a warning here. It says back up your wallet. Create a backup to never lose access to your wallet. We're going to do that in just a second. I'm going to give you a little tour of the interface. It's pretty simple. There's a receive button. And if you look at the top of the screen here, you can see it says Bitcoin, which is the main chain, which is the slower version for sending large amounts of Bitcoin. And then the Lightning Network, which is a different QR code here, where you can send and receive payments virtually instantaneously. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. And you can copy the address using the button at the bottom, or send it to someone if they're not near you, and over email or whatever you want to do there. You can also set an amount that you want to receive by clicking invoice settings at the bottom, and then the add button on the right-hand side. And you can say, I want to receive 50 Bitcoin. That would be nice. Unfortunately, that's above the Lightning Network's capacity, which is about 0.1687 Bitcoin, something like that. It's about $17,000 per transaction is the maximum that the Lightning Network can handle. So we're not going to do Bitcoin. We're actually going to change it to US dollars and do 25 US dollars and confirm the amount. And now this QR code is specifically set up to receive $25. And that's what you would receive. $25 worth of Bitcoin, not US dollars. Okay? That's the receive. And if you had Bitcoin in here, you can also press the send button. Then you use this to scan the QR code for the invoice that you're going to be sending to. For instance, if you're buying coffee from someplace, you would scan the QR code with your phone at that point. So in the lower left, we can see we're in the wallet section. In the middle is security, and on the lower right is settings. Let's press the settings button. The Bitcoin unit we're using is Bitcoin. You can change that to sats. Satoshis are a portion of Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is worth 100 million Satoshis. So it can be broken down into tiny little pieces. Let's leave it at Bitcoin, US dollars currency, Bitcoin network, and the Lightning Network. Okay, these turbo channels is a more advanced thing, which I'll discuss in another video. I'm going to make a sister video to this one that's more advanced and gets into some really neat functions of this wallet. But I'm not going to go into it here. But basically, I leave that selection turned on. And the receiving protocol is Bitcoin. And there's other options as well. Bitcoin first, Lightning first, etc. Again, I'll go into that more in the advanced video. Just leave all these settings the way they are. You can delete the wallet here if you want to. And in the middle, we have the security. This is one of the things, or this is one of the reasons I recommend this wallet so much to beginners, because it is just so easy. Basically, we need to back up our wallet. Then number two, we need to create an alternative backup. We write down a code on paper for additional security. And number three, we create an emergency kit. So there's 3 levels of security around the password or the keys to your Bitcoin in this wallet. And it is really well done. So I'm going to click 1, back up your wallet. Use your email and a password to conveniently recover your wallet if you change your phone or reinstall Muun. So if you lose your phone, you change phones, you can reinstall the application and restore your account using just your email. It's crazy. Of course, not anybody can reinstall it using just the email. So I don't want to use my email. You do have that option, or you can press start. You enter your email and it sends you information through your email to help back up the account. I'm going to do that for you today. I'm going to grab an email address that I can use in this wallet. I'll be right back. Okay, I have the email in my clipboard, and I'm going to press start. Enter recovery email. You receive a verification link. How will Muun use my email? They do not spam you in any way. I'm going to paste that email in here, confirm the email. They're going to send me a special link, and then I will be right back. Okay, we're in the email that they just sent me. I'm going to click the verify your email button in the middle there, press continue, and I need to create a password. I'm going to enter a password here. Okay, I repeated the password. I understand I will need my password to access my email and access to my email to recover my wallet, and understand that Muun can't reset my password. Good. Done. Excellent. Step 1, done. Okay, now that we finished with the email backup using a password and a specific email, we're going to create an alternative backup. It's a special code that you can use to decrypt your private keys that you're going to have a copy of. And that the private keys are in the emergency kit, but it's encrypted. So you need a decryption key or encryption key in order to decrypt it. They're going to give me that decryption key in this step. And it's a bunch of letters and numbers together. And I'm going to write them down. Actually, I'll show you what they look like. That's them right there. Pretty simple. I'm going to write them down. I'll be right back. Okay, I wrote them all down. Press continue. Now I have to confirm the code. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I confirmed the recovery code. Now I have to check these boxes. I understand I'll need my recovery code to recover the wallet. I understand Muun does not keep a copy of the recovery code. Okay, let's finish. Done. Step 2, done. Now we need to create an emergency kit. Download the data needed to recover your money without using Muun. This is a PDF document with information and instructions to independently transfer your funds out of the wallet. If you have no access to this wallet, you can still get your Bitcoin out of the wallet. Swipe to continue. The private keys are securely encrypted with your recovery code, which is the number we just saw, so you can save it online, and you maintain complete ownership over your Bitcoin. Create the emergency kit, and you can save to iCloud or otherwise, and that's it. Verify the emergency kit. I'm going to open it in iCloud, and there it is. And you can see there's 2 keys here. It says first key, second key. This wallet has 2 private keys. It's actually what's called a multi-sig wallet, which means it requires multiple signatures or multiple private key verification for every transaction out of the wallet. So it has 2 keys. Muun Wallet keeps one of the keys. You, on your phone, have the other key. It's encrypted and safe on your phone, but you always have access to both keys. Muun cannot spend your money. You cannot spend your money without the second key, and that's why you have to have an internet connection to sign transactions, like any other type of transaction. And then the rest you can read through. It's instructions about how to retrieve your Bitcoin if you need to do that. Let's go back to the application, and we are done. Success. You've completed undisputed ownership of your Bitcoin. At this point, you can create another emergency kit if you wish to do that. Otherwise, you can go back to the wallet, and now all the security setup is complete. Now it's time to receive some Bitcoin. I'm going to send some Bitcoin to this wallet. I'm going to press receive. We're going to try the Lightning Network, and I'm going to use my other phone and send using the Muun Wallet on that phone to the Muun Wallet on this phone, and we'll see how fast it is. I'm going to set up an invoice. We're going to add an amount. Let's make it 20, not 20 Bitcoin, $20, $2 million. Oof, that would be fun. 20 US dollars, which is 19,431 sats. I'm going to confirm the amount. It's generating the invoice. Now I'm going to put this phone down, use my other phone, and send Bitcoin to that invoice. Hopefully it won't go to sleep. All right. Wallet, send. I have the scan window open. I'm going to scan the QR code. The amount is 19,431. I'm going to make a note, demo, confirm the note, and I'm going to press the send, and we'll see how long it takes. Send. Done. I couldn't get back to the home screen fast enough. Holy moly. That is crazy. And it's not because the phones are in proximity to each other. It's the Lightning Network is that fast. I mean, it's crazy. So that is really neat. Okay, now that we have $20 in the wallet, let's go ahead and say that you met someone out for coffee, had some treats and some coffee, talk, and the bill came and it was $20. And we're going to send Bitcoin out of this wallet to the vendor who happens to accept Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is we're going to press the send button and we're going to scan a QR code on my other phone and pretend it's a vendor. There it is. Balance, $20. Oh, see, this is really neat. Right in the center of the screen, it says use all funds. Some wallets don't have that function and it drives me crazy because I want to empty the wallet. So I don't want to play around with how much fees versus how much Bitcoin. I just want to send all the funds available. And because there's a fee involved, it's $19.69. Hopefully the vendor will accept $19.69 as payment for a $20 bill. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be doing some dishes in the back. I'm not going to write a note. Actually, I'm going to write coffee. There we go. Confirm note. And send. Oh, it just appeared in my other wallet. And now this wallet is empty. That is awesome. And that wraps up the demo of the Muun Wallet. I wanted to show you how to set it up, how easy it was to get started. Wanted to go through the security setup with you, which is really important that you follow those 3 steps. And then I wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to make a Lightning payment. At this point, you might be wondering, that all sounds great, but what happens if I lose my phone, it gets stolen, or I drop it in a bucket of water and the whole thing blows up? Is the Bitcoin all gone? Fortunately, you went through those recovery steps in the security tab on the Muun Wallet, and you are set. As long as you have access to that email address you used and you remember the password or put it in a password manager, hopefully, you can recover your wallet on a new phone in a minute. It is super fast. That's why setting up those security steps is super important. And that emergency kit we created ensures that you always have access to your Bitcoin, even if the Muun company were to disappear tomorrow. And you also might be thinking, well, what next? After all, you've probably heard everyone telling you to hodl your Bitcoin, which means don't sell it. And some people even more directly saying never sell your Bitcoin. This advice makes it seem like you shouldn't be using your Bitcoin for any kind of payment at all, ever. I agree that holding Bitcoin for the long term is a fantastic strategy. So here's what I suggest. Just take a little portion of your spending money each month, money you are already planning to spend, and convert it into Bitcoin with the intention of actually using it. You are going to spend this money anyway, so why not spend it as Bitcoin wherever you can? This gives you practice using Bitcoin in real-world situations, helps support merchants who accept Bitcoin, and contributes to the growing network. For finding places that accept Bitcoin near you or around the world, check out btcmap.org. You'll be surprised how many coffee shops, restaurants, stores, barbershops, and even pharmacies accept Bitcoin as payment. This approach gives you the best of both worlds. You can hold Bitcoin for the long term while also experiencing the freedom of using a global permissionless currency in your daily life. After trying many different Bitcoin wallets, I believe the Muun Wallet is a fantastic starting point for beginners. Here's why. It's incredibly easy to use, as you saw. You keep control of your Bitcoin. In other words, you keep self-custody of your Bitcoin. It works with both the Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. The backup system is simple and secure. The interface is clean and intuitive, and there's nothing extra. I love it. And you don't need to understand the technical details to use it. The only limitation worth mentioning is that the Muun Wallet only supports Bitcoin. I don't look at that as a limitation, but more of a choice. I believe for beginners, focusing on Bitcoin is a big advantage. It allows you to learn the fundamentals of cryptocurrency without getting distracted by all the different coins available out there. I hope this video has shown you that using Bitcoin for payments doesn't have to be complicated or stressful. With wallets like Muun Wallet, anyone can start using Bitcoin in a minute. If you have any questions, let me know. I try to respond to almost every comment. And for a more detailed technical look of this amazing wallet, stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to do a future video on the special features available in this wallet. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.